This pattern of large downpours, flooding, mudslides, and drought is beginning to have a set of serious consequences. There are other measures that we can see in the world around us, of course, and I won't dwell on them because I want to go to some of the opportunities that we can seize should we decide to solve this crisis. But I will briefly mention the ice. You know from neighboring Peru what is happening to the glaciers of the Andes. Peru has lost 22% of its glaciers in only 30 years. And because so little rainfall comes each year in that thin strip of land between the Pacific and the Andes, they rely on the melting of the glaciers for their water supply. There have been water riots in some areas of Peru, and of course it's a complicated set of issues, but the underlying fact is the ice is melting. They actually sent crews up last year to paint the rocks in the mountains white. Did you see the pictures? Because they want to reflect more sunlight. I don't criticize them for that, but if we get to the point where we have to take such desperate measures, we have missed the best opportunity, which is to prevent this crisis. Some of it will already continue to unfold, but the worst of it, and if we did not act, it will get much worse, much worse. We have the opportunity to act and prevent the worst. The North Polar ice cap, you may have heard, 40% of it has disappeared during the summer months in the last 30 years. All of the rest is predicted to disappear during summer within the next 10 to 20 years. Some say even sooner than that. That doesn't affect sea level. The mountain glaciers affect it a little bit. But what really affects sea level is the melting of West Antarctica and Greenland. And both are now accelerating at a more rapid rate. Each 1 meter of sea level rise produces 100 million climate refugees. How is it possible, with these realities unfolding in our world, that with few exceptions, such as Guayaquil, by the way, with few exceptions, most of the world is not responding to this crisis? My own country is not responding. I wish to acknowledge that, because the United States of America has the ability to do the most and is doing far less than it should. It is wrong, and I spend most of my time trying to change that. And I can tell you that is one of the reasons why I began by saying what warmth it gives my heart, truly, to see the progress in this city and in this nation. The imaginative and creative proposals that are emerging here, the commitment of businesses to be a part of the solution, the rising support of citizens in Ecuador to take the appropriate actions. And it is important for everyone to be a part of the solution. But as important as it is to change light bulbs and windows, it's far more important to change laws and to change treaties and international agreements. Because since this is a global problem, there must be a global solution. And all nations together must be a part of this solution. The solutions are available to us. They're not easy. There is no magic answer. We are at a fork in the road. We can go in one of two directions. If we continue on the path we have been traveling, the temperatures will continue to increase, the environmental destruction would accelerate, the floods and downpours and rising seas and moving diseases with mosquitoes and ticks and the other vectors would continue to spread, and it would be a list of horrible consequences. And some believe that's what we should do. And some justify it to themselves by saying they don't believe the scientists. In my country, there are some who actually accuse the scientific community of making it up, of committing fraud. Why? In order to get more research grants, they say. You don't see very many wealthy research scientists. Here's the truth. The National Academies of Science in every single nation on earth have endorsed the science and have pleaded with governments to act. Every professional scientific association on this planet that deals with the sciences of global warming have endorsed the science and have pleaded with governments to act. 98% of all the climate scientists have endorsed this view and are pleading with governments to act. Are they all committing fraud? Of course not. There are vested interests who want to prevent any change because there are some business plans that require the continued use of the atmosphere as an open sewer. Here's the solution. Many changes have to be made, but there is one change that is more important than any other. We have to put a price on carbon. We have to put a price on carbon. CO2 is invisible, tasteless, and odorless. So if it has no price tag, it is also invisible to markets. And so when all of us make the daily decisions in the economy, it is easy to ignore the cause of this destruction that is beginning to unfold.